We are live right now.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Hey, come, we do not have a good. We still don't have a good opening to the show.
I got a great one. Hello. Hey. Yeah. Nah, I'm fucking with fucking Scheer.
I can. First of all, I can hear you.
Steven Spielberg. I'll call you right back.
Oh man,
sorry,
I like that guy.
Is my friend Stefan.
You know, Rob. This is it. We are in. I think we're in this like time right now. We're getting up on our year anniversary of being in a COVID zone. I think I've been thinking about that a lot.
Yes, I'm feeling it, man. I really am. We didn't talk about this before, but I am fucking feeling. You know how you go in waves of like, oh, it's terrible, and then you're like, well, yeah, I'm just kind of cruising along, and then like, but the last like week, I would say maybe 2 weeks, I've just been like, come on.
Ooh, it is rough. I mean, I also am living in this situation. I don't even think you know this, but my wife and kids are not here. They are.
Wait, did they already leave?
They left February 14th on Valentine's Day.
We should do mushrooms.
I know. I've been doing mushrooms and doing live Twitch streaming all the time. It's been terrible shows. Terrible. It's just me playing video games and just not moving my character.
It doesn't make any sense at all. Wait, so I don't understand that parenting arrangement, and I don't want to get all up in your business. But,
sure.
Yeah, let me.
People in the chat are saying that we should do DMT. By the way, Rob, that was a joke that Rob and I wanted to do Rob and I used to host a show called Crash Test at UCB.
Yeah.
And we always talked about let's all do DMT together. It wasn't DMT, it was salvia.
We were gonna do salvia. Yeah. Does anyone still do salvia? I don't know if that's still a thing, but yeah, we were talking about that. I think I chickened out a little bit. I'm interested in DMT, but
not me.
You know, that's the one where I believe. I mean, that's like what ayahuasca is derived from, right? So
yeah,
I think that's one where you like pretty much die, or you think you die.
It like activates the birth and death trigger, right? Like.
I think so. I think there's a gland in the middle of your brain that controls the release of people that are into this would know better than I do. But yeah, when you're born and when you die, that also is released. So, but it would just be tough. The pineal gland. Someone said. People
are saying that we should be doing stevia, and that I would definitely do. I would definitely do some stevia on.
That's the
chat.
artificial sweetener, right?
Yeah. Big show tonight, Rob. Ed Helms, Lake Bell, Rob Lathan. It's a good crew.
Yeah, and Murray the Mask guy, the guy.
Murray the Mask. This guy is actually really cool. He makes these like funny masks. And
also controversial. Some of the masks are controversial, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit. We have a big show. We are now officially Friend Zone right now. This channel used to be twitch.tv/Paul Scheer. It is now Friend Zone, which means we are doing more shows, not just me and Rob, not just me, not just Rob. As a matter of fact, David Wayne on Monday night is doing a piano show here. He doesn't know piano songs, but he's going to do an evening of piano songs.
That's great. I mean, it's basically a brand. We've created a plan for worldwide domination on Twitch, filled with celebrity, quote unquote celebrities, like small C celebrities.
Yeah, and we just have to get them over the hump of actually just understanding how to stream, and then we get a theme song. And then you and I
we'll get an opening where we come on and we're ready and we do it.
and then we just transition to all Fortnite. By the way, that should be a show that we do. You and I should play Fortnite and just do improvised scenes as our characters running around in Fortnite.
Listening to Funches last week, I think he's got it figured out. Like we try to, have little bits and segments. Ron's like, just smoke weed and watch wrestling. Like, that's the way to do it, and not taking anything away from him. I think that's smart.
Maybe that's the way to go. But Rob, I know that like in this quarantine, there's been those things where I feel like I'm always finding new shows or new podcasts to listen to. And I wanted to kind of tell you, and maybe we could actually share some of the podcasts and stuff that we've been digging. I don't know,
Yeah, it's hard because, like you said, we're always looking for new entertainment. And I feel like, in a way, we are, for lack of a better term, tastemakers.
Yeah, when people hear that we like it, I mean, you are always great. Like I see you in those bikinis and, talking about the different glasses, Warby Parker and stuff. Yeah, you make all your money doing that, influencing.
Yeah, I mean, I try to spot the trend and get ahead of it. But so if we can shed some light on the podcast world, I wouldn't mind. I mean, you have a very successful one. There are others that are sort of nichey. Sorry, what did you say?
I got 3. It's no big deal. 3 podcasts.
So let me just back up. I gave you a compliment. And
I just said I got 3. I said I got 3.
So if someone came up to you on the street,
no, that's my favorite
thing. Someone said, "Hey, Paul, those are nice shoes." What would you say?
I got more shoes at home. By the way, I it's so funny that you were. My favorite thing is I did what I just did to you is like a bit that I'm doing to myself, which is I once saw a celebrity that I really like that you and I both know. Yeah. And
I'm gonna name them?
No,
I'm just gonna be thinking it.
Think of it. And I have a casual relationship with this person, and I was like, oh my gosh, so cool. I'm such a big fan of X, and I saw that you're doing Y. That's awesome. Yeah. And I was like, that's amazing. Like
Seth Rogen.
No, not Seth Rogen. And I goes like, and I basically said, you're doing like 2 amazing things. And he went like this, 3.
Yeah, you told me this story.
It's my favorite thing. It's like I'm giving a full-on compliment. It's like 3, and I'm like, oh yes, of course. And that other thing, which is also good, but it was so whenever.
Yeah, it's a weird move when someone just said, like, it's not my job to know everything that you're doing, and frankly, Paul, it's not my job to know all of your fucking podcasts.
Hey, man.
I'm sorry to swear. I'm sorry to swear on
Don't
Twitch.
swear.
I know there's a policy. I know this Disney owns this or something.
Yeah. Thank you, Jay Young, for subscribing. But yeah, I know. Yeah. But look, we're not here to talk about us and our success. We want to talk about the podcasts that we like. We're going to shine a light. We're using our light to illuminate some other people out there.
Yeah. These are good ones. These are good ones. I like
So these are some podcasts that you may not know that Rob and I are big fans of. I want to go first because I love this one. This is like, you're a fan of Marc Maron, right? You love Marc Maron's show?
Love it. Yeah, I love it.
All right. Well, this is the show I love. It's called OMG with Carlos Mencia. It's
wow.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's just Carlos.
I haven't heard that one.
Oh yeah. I mean, people say that he kind of ripped it off of Marc Maron. I don't see it.
Well, can I just say something as a casual observer? It looks like he kind of aped the artwork a little bit.
I don't know. I mean, it's totally different because his whole thing is like he's a stand-up comic who talks to other stand-up comics and then like some big celebrities too.
Yeah, but that's that's kind of Mark's
format. Well, okay. But at the top of the show, he does like a whole like rant. It's like, it's Mencia time. That's what I always say. Like,
that sounds pretty good. That does sound pretty good.
But
I wondered what happened to him. I haven't heard of that. He was always sort of accused of stealing other comics' jokes. So
yeah, I mean, but this is a totally original idea. I know that you have some one here. I'm gonna.
I got some ones that I.
Oh, actually, this one, right?
Yeah, this is Stu and Stan go through celebrity garbage cans, and a lot of people have been giving them shit because they say like, well, it's not right that they can just lurk around outside of A-listers' homes and go through all their stuff.
Yeah.
Isn't that illegal? But it is interesting. And at the end of the day, I think it's cool. You can tell, what are people eating? He was outside of, who's that guy from, the HBO Arliss, who was
Robert Wool. Robert Wool. Yeah, really. Yeah, deep pull.
His house. Yeah, they were outside of Robert Wool's house the other day, and they found like a bunch of like Haagen-Dazs containers. It's so funny. It's like he eats Haagen-Dazs. What a pussy.
Well, first of all, eating Haagen-Dazs does not that doesn't.
No, I love Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah. But all right, so Batman. People are saying Batman's Robert Wool. Yeah, Batman's Robert Wool. I mean, that's a really deep pull. I would argue, Rob, that like Robert Wool isn't like who I think of when I think of like celebrity. He is a great actor, comedian, absolutely. Yeah. But like, it's not like I'm not like jonesing to see what is in his garbage can.
Sure, that's a fair critique. I think Stu and Stan have gotten a lot of grief about that they don't know who the sort of hot celebs are.
Right, yeah. They're kind of older guys.
They're older guys. I think they're sort of like a little bit older than me even. But maybe that's why I appreciate it. Maybe it's more targeted towards me. One thing they do that I do not like at all, and I think this is illegal and it's gross, is they will tell you, I hate to even mention this. They can tell you who's menstruating. Like they
Oh,
can go
okay. No,
through the. Yeah, I don't like that.
I'm not really
That's what I was
interested in
telling you.
that.
That's what I was telling you. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't
like.
like that kind of seems weird to me. Like for
Yeah.
me, I like stuff I like murder podcasts. Like that's like
Yeah,
my
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
this is a great podcast. It's hosted by these two like amateur murder. I mean, I would say they're investigators. I don't even know if they're investigators, but
Are they like
it's
web sleuths? Like,
yeah. And it's
okay.
called I Kind of Remember a Murder. And this is where
Oh,
sometimes it turns up it's just a movie, and sometimes it's like just like it's a combination of a couple different stories, but it's like it's really exciting. And then eventually their producer will kind of chime in and be like, "Oh, actually, guys, that didn't happen. That was actually how somebody died in Transformers." And like, "Oh, okay, right, okay." And so yeah,
sorry. So just to be clear, I love
yeah,
all those murder podcasts. I love true
yeah,
crime. I'm a big fan. My Favorite Murder is one. All that stuff.
yeah.
But so this sounds like they don't actually try to solve it, or they just kind of get confused.
Well, they're remembering it. Like they're going to tell you a cool story about a murder, and then maybe
Okay.
but a lot of the times they don't really do the research. That's the cool thing about this show is they don't research it. They just kind of like turn the mics on, and then a lot of it is like, oh, I think this happened, and they get really fuzzy on the details. It's every episode starts off really, really good, and then it just kind of like starts to peter out, and then yeah.
One thing I've heard people do is they listen to like the first 5 minutes of a podcast, and then
Yeah.
that's it. So maybe that's a way to listen to that one.
But you're also a big fan of like horror podcasts, right? Because
I love them. I love them. Yeah. Well, this is a real one. There's a zombie in my basement. It's this woman who lives in Vancouver, and she actually captured a real life zombie. And the zombie's been there for the zombie's been there for I think 2 years now. And
is she nervous about it going to kill her or something like that?
No, she's got it like chained up down there.
Okay.
And so she just kind of goes down there and throws like meat down there for the zombie to eat. And so she's kind of learned how to live with it.
But it's like it's like a comedy podcast. I mean, is this real or is it a comedy?
No, it's real. It is real. Whoa. It's not. It's like a real woman in Vancouver who captured a real zombie and is keeping it as a pet. I mean, it's like, how people have like tigers in their house, or people have like exotic animals. It's sort of like that,
right?
But just more dangerous, because obviously if anything happened and the zombie bit her or did get loose, like a worldwide outbreak. But I've been very surprised this hasn't been getting more press, because it's such a popular genre of movie. So to have it in real life, I'm on board.
I mean, I'm in. Like, and you know what? I honestly, like, we're talking about murder, we're talking about zombies. Like, for me, I like a good TV recap podcast. I mean, The Office does one, Scrubs does one, and this is like my new favorite one. I think you're gonna love it. It is called No Seinfeld for You, and it's a recap podcast done by the Soup Nazi, the guy who played the Soup Nazi on Seinfeld, and he is rewatching every episode of Seinfeld and talking about it. So it's
Are those the episodes that he is in, or just all of the episodes?
He's doing all of them, and that's the interesting thing. He's only in one episode and then the final. So I'm not even up to the one that he's in yet, but he will like kind of talk about maybe where his character was when this episode was happening, because that restaurant was around. He says that his restaurant was around.
For people that don't know, that is a real person.
Well, the Soup Nazi is a real person.
Is this the actual Soup Nazi? Or
no,
is this the actor.
The actor.
Okay,
yeah, this is just the actor.
Better.
Yeah, this is just the actor. So he's doing it. Yeah.
And is the actor, because I never followed up on this, I never knew, is he an actual Nazi or just a soup Nazi?
No, the actual actor, as liberal as you get. I mean, almost a libertarian. I mean, big AOC fan and stuff like that. But yeah, the actual Soup Nazi also, no, he's just an orderly guy, and he kind of feels a little bit betrayed by the whole thing.
I got confused because I heard that there was a company that is now making soup for Nazis, like the guys that, the white supremacists that like attacked the Capitol. There's now a soup company making soup for those guys, but this is not that actor.
No. I mean,
sorry, I'm getting off topic.
But speaking of like shows that are like, I mean, anger. I mean, I know I've heard you talking about. Tell me about this show. It's like it is a very angry show, right? It's like what is it called? It's
Gary's dad is mad. Yeah.
yeah. What is
Yeah.
this one?
It's a tough podcast to listen to because it started out as a parenting
Okay, yeah.
tips, but it kind of quickly evolved into just this guy kind of ranting. Now the picture is not cool. I don't like this picture because it looks like he's yelling at his kid,
Yeah.
and he's not. He doesn't get that close to his kid. On the podcast, he's in one room and the kid is in
Okay.
another room.
Okay.
But so he's
So
like,
who's broadcasting? The dad or
the dad
Okay.
is, but a lot of it is like, God damn it, Gary, who's been touching my microphone? Stuff
Right.
like that. But this picture makes it seem a little inappropriate. It's not actually. It's more about going with this dad on his journey as he tries to deal with his parenting struggles.
But I mean, the chat is saying people, I guess, in the chat really love it. They say that, but Gary is also kind of a dick. I mean, the kid's a dick. I know, like he's a little shit. Yeah.
No, Gary is a piece of S. He is a
Yeah.
child actor, and I'm not a fan of Gary at all. He's also what do you call the guys that try to light everything on fire? They try
A
to burn things.
pyromaniac. Yeah, pyromaniac.
No, a pyromaniac.
Yeah.
So he's a
So
pyromaniac, and so Gary's Gary's dad is always like, "Damn it, Gary, did you light my? Why is the house on fire?"
Yeah.
So yeah, he is a dick, and he does deserve it.
All right. Well, if you want to get into like the nitty gritty, like the assholes of this world, I have a podcast.
Okay.
This is an investigative podcast that is just ripping through. Like, I mean, it's like the stories that we don't know, and this podcast, you're gonna love it. It is okay. Check this one out. It's called Discovering Dukakis, and it's a podcast, like an investigative podcast about Michael Dukakis, former Boston politician who ran for president and famously lost to Ronald Reagan.
There's a picture of him driving a tank.
And so, when they kind of unpack everything, it's like, oh, what was he up to? And the truth is, not much. Kind of a good guy.
It seems like, and again, I'm not judging your taste because I know you're a real political junkie, but it seems a little boring. It seems like
I thought because like it looked like they were like the way that the poster looked like they ripped something out. Like I was like, oh, well, they get discover
a little bit like Eugene Levy because of the eyebrows.
That's
did you think it was Eugene Levy?
I thought it was a Schitt's Creek podcast, honestly. And then I started listening because I thought maybe there would be something cool there, but there wasn't. It's just Dukakis, they say he got a raw deal, I guess. That's kind of like, it's a 20 episode podcast, but I don't want to talk about this one because this is about my podcast and I don't know.
Oh, man. I know what one this is because HDQGM, and this is the podcast that I've just gotten into, and I am addicted. It is basically
I don't like this one.
Pointing out all of the hidden QAnon messages that are buried deep within your podcast.
I am not Q. I am not Q, and our podcast is not a secret vessel to hide QAnon messages in there, man.
How did QAnon get made? That's what this is. And so what I want to know, Paul, because the guys that do this do a great job of pointing out all the ways that you're trying to brainwash people and all of like the secret codes that you give out, and you point out things in movies that are funny and quirky, but also secret messages.
Well, yeah, I mean, our main advertiser is Wayfarer, and we are trying to like get attention on those cabinets that the kids are in, and we also have a very big pizza sponsorship. But look, if we can get the word, you know what? Just listen. Open your mind. Everyone needs to open their fucking mind for a second and not get brainwashed here, people. There's truth out there, okay? Joe Biden has his face replaced with Donald Trump, and you don't want to believe that? That's on you. But in a couple of years, you're going to figure it out that's what they figured out how to do, man. Sorry, I didn't.
I think that I just turned my mic up, by the way. Can you hear me better?
I can hear you perfect. No, I'm hearing you great.
Okay. I think that you are trafficking in conspiracy theories.
Okay, no.
And you are part of the problem.
I'm not
And
part of the problem. You're part of the problem. You're eating that mush that they call news.
Oh boy. When I earlier said that you had a successful podcast and you said
3.
Was this one of them?
I'm not talking about it. You can subscribe to it, and the money goes to getting these kids freed. Getting these kids freed.
Kids? Where are the kids?
Oh, they're out there. They're out. Hey, look, let's just change the topic right now and say, like, if you want a funny podcast, this is a podcast where it's a bunch of friends hanging around the table and they ask the questions that we always want to ask, which is who farted. I love this podcast. It's fun. It's
I've heard this one. You've talked about this a lot, and I don't understand it because they appear to be outside. So I'm confused about that.
Well, you know, a good fart will linger in the outdoors. It will exist in the space. So this is basically like this is like, you know, and it's a game of like roulette, like who did it, like why did they do it? I don't know. Don't judge it. Just
How many
know.
episodes could they possibly do?
They're on their 9th season. They've done over 400 episodes. They do 2 episodes a week. Yeah, it's a big one. It's a big one.
They do 2 episodes a week?
Yeah, 2 episodes, and they're both 2 hours long. It's long.
My goodness.
I mean, and if you guess who farted, they send you like a T-shirt.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. I mean, yeah. You've really gone down a rabbit hole on that one.
I got one more, and this is like I think this is you. I know that you love this one because you like there combines like 2 of your favorite interests here.
This is my jam right here. Yeah, this is stamps, and a murder confession. So there was actually only 1 episode done of this, and for obvious reasons.
Yeah. So it was a stamp show?
Yeah, Phil Burdue is one of the most famous stamp collectors out there, and Phil Burdue has the best collection, bro. And so you know me, I'm always talking about stamps. I love stamps. So when I saw stamps, I was on board. I didn't read the smaller font of a murder confession. So he goes through, you know, his whole collection, which takes, you know, a long time. And then at the end, he does confess to an old, I will say it was a murder from
like a cold
long
case.
Time ago. It was a cold case, but he did it.
Okay.
And so as soon as he said that, you know, he was arrested and taken away. So there's only 1 episode of these, but it is a real fun listen.
All right.
I loved it. And I will say in defense of Phil Burdue, say what you want about you know, his proclivity to murder his next door neighbor. Who knows whether or not that guy deserved it or what was going on?
Well, Rob, he definitely didn't deserve it.
Well, Phil said that he was, you know,
Don't listen to Phil. Don't listen to
the main thing is the stamps. You know, he's got all kinds of stamps.
All right.
20 cent, 22 cent.
I don't want to this.
Cent.
Yeah.
But the guy that he murdered, Paul, I'll tell you, he was never mowing his grass. Like his grass was just like.
You know, you sound like my mom, like defending a criminal here. This is like, you know, like let's.
Oh, by the way, can I tell you in all seriousness? I should have told you off the air. Your mom has been commenting on my Instagram.
Rob, I saw it. Rob, hilarious. I saw it, and I'm like, I was upset about it. It's
so funny. It's only stuff where I post a picture of you.
No, but she's very up in your Instagram. She's always like, I
didn't know who it was. I didn't know who it was because I just didn't recognize her handle. And I was like, who is this? But when I posted a picture of me and you and Aziz in a bathtub for Human Giant, and she was like, this is very scary.
I know. She's up. She's up in everybody's up in every. You can find her on IG. I just don't like to advertise it because I feel like people will find her, but you will see her and she'll be always posting. And I always see it on yours. Like, I'm like,
I shouldn't
Mom.
Brought it up.
Oh
no,
no,
it doesn't
no.
bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I thought it was funny.
She posts on June's page all the time too. It's hilarious, but she does it in a way that where I don't think she realizes it. Anyway, and by the way, my mom has gotten very much into Instagram. I think I've shown you, like, she comes up with her own positive, like, motivational quotes. It's a whole thing. Rob, you should be following my mom. Like, you know what your hand. Yeah, just click follow. She'll love it.
God, I can't wait.
We have a great guest to kind of lead us off here, Rob.
Yeah, this is a heavy. It might be one of our best guests. Like,
Yeah.
real heavy hitter.
You know this guy from so many things. I mean,
Everything.
Yeah, what can we say? I mean, he has been in The Hangover,
from
The
The
Office.
Office.
Yeah, he's been in. I mean, so many. He has a movie that just came out at Sundance with Patty Harrison that I'm so excited to see. Which is going to be a blast. But let's bring out Ed Helms. Ed.
There he is.
Hey.
Ed.
Rob.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Ed,
See you, buddy.
I was realizing we talk a bunch. We talk about once a week, and I have not asked you about this Sundance movie that everyone has gone bananas for, like you and Patty Harrison.
Yeah.
What? I'm excited about this movie. I'm not that you're here to talk about that, but I did want to talk to you about it.
That was the most talk show thing we've
I know.
ever done.
Sorry. Yeah. I didn't.
Well, I honestly
yeah.
don't know what I'm here to talk about at all. So I'm happy to talk about that. I'm happy to talk about anything.
We're just hanging out.
That's the movie's called Together,
Okay.
and it's a really sweet, very warm spirited, very simple movie where I play a guy a lot like Ed Helms, but he's single and wants to have a kid, and he's at a point in his life where like the male biological clock is ticking in a way. He just doesn't want to be too old of a dad. So he doesn't have a partner and decides to hire a surrogate to have a child. And she's played by Patty Harrison. And the story is really the relationship that they have over the course of the pregnancy, and this kind of like, this very strong friendship that develops, and it's not much more complicated than that. It's actually it. Yeah, it's really simple and like I said, very very warm. It's these two people are kind of damaged in very very real ways, very relatable ways.
I think I like the two of you together too. I feel like you and Pat. I'm like, that's what I'm excited to see. Is I feel like that's a fun mix. Like So
it's a little bit of a departure for both of us too, because it's not a broad comedy, and it's not.
How many times do you get kicked in the balls? Because that's the kind of stuff I like. That's what I like. I like nut shots.
Here's what pisses me off, Rob, is we did probably, I don't know, like between all the different scenes in the movie, we probably did close to 200 takes of me getting kicked in the balls.
Yeah.
Yes. And we didn't
How
use
many
a single one.
That's a bummer, man. They always do that. They always do that. They say, don't worry, we'll get the ball kick in there, and they never put it in, man.
I know. Wait, Paul, weren't you, I feel like a long time ago, you got a hold of one of those like
the ball straps.
Rigs.
Yes. All right.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Like the stunt rig for getting kicked in the nuts.
Yes.
Which is like it's like a rope that goes through your pants, and then you step into stirrups that keep it from actually hitting your nuts. So you can get kicked as hard as someone can kick as hard as they can in your nuts, and it won't hurt you.
We did that on stage, right?
We did it at Stella.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I remember that.
Was
that in New York?
It was in New York at Stella, and it was a bit that, and I was so excited because a stuntman that we knew, this guy Manny Silverio, great dude, lent us that rig, and it was just like basically a rope. But it's
like a dog leash or something that you somehow put through your pants.
When your foot is in either stirrup, what you're doing is you're kind of pulling down the crotch of your pants, so you create this like line where, because of the weight of your body, the foot will never get to your crotch. But what a leap of faith!
You better do it right. You better do it right. If your knees are bent a little too much, or
I have pictures.
It's really easy to mess
up.
For
sure. And I think the bit we did was Riggle was in the audience, just, like a regular guy. And Scheer comes out and he's like, hey, everybody, I'm Paul Scheer. I'm trying to set the world record for getting kicked in the nuts. Tonight I'm going for, 200 times. And he's like, is there anybody out there that wants to kick me in the nuts? And Riggle goes like, I'll kick you in the nuts, motherfucker. Like so aggressive.
Comes up basically looks like a truck driver, like he's wearing like an overcoat, like it's just like real burly.
So he comes up on stage and Riggle's like, "What's your name and what do you do?" And he's like, "Ray Guy. I'm a punter for the Oakland Raiders." Or like he's the worst person to kick you in the nuts. And then he kicks Scheer in the nuts and instantly kills you or something.
Yeah, like they kicked me and it was like the longest just collapse onto the stage, and then that was the dumbest.
I think that those years in New York was some of all of our best work ever.
Before dumbest
any of
bits.
us were on TV, before anyone had done anything that anybody in the world saw, and it was just dive bars and nightclubs in New York. And theater, like small theaters,
and the failures,
great stuff.
When you also would take you'd be like, this is going to work. I mean, I remember that we did a show, I may have talked about it before, called Robot TV. It was directed by Matt Walsh. Everyone wore white painter suits. And the idea we were robots. We had a guy on the side of the stage playing a bass guitar, and then someone off to the side doing a slideshow of just weird images. And it was robots who took an improv class trying to improvise on stage. So the idea was that everything needed to be really stilted. Like, what are you doing here? I'm here to eat sandwiches. I love sandwiches. It was and
it probably went on forever.
It was at least a 90-minute show, of course.
That reminds me of, do you remember that show that Eating It used to do called 60 and 60?
No.
It was 60 60 performers doing 60-second bits. And so if you got a slot and you would just do a 60-second bit, and it was a really rapid fire show, super funny at Luna Lounge, I think.
Yeah.
And along those lines, Paul, I did a thing for that with Ptolemy Slocum called the Ed Helms Ptolemy Slocum Project, and it was me in a lab coat and suit pants and a tie, looking like a doctor, playing my banjo, and Ptolemy in a white unitard, knee pads, elbow pads, and a helmet, bouncing up and down on a yoga ball. That's it. That's the whole concept.
Oh my God.
That's it.
I
get 60 seconds.
I get so I mean, it's probably boring to other people, but I get so nostalgic because I can remember other people's bits so well. I remember a bit that John Glazer and John Benjamin did at Irving Plaza, some huge.
Oh, I remember that night.
Show,
yeah.
And they came out.
Oh my God! This is the greatest bit that has ever been done in the history. I know what you're going to say. This is the greatest bit that's ever been done in the history of live comedy.
I don't know that
I was there.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll do it justice, but I didn't know those guys very well, but they asked me to be in it to do a small little thing. And so basically they came out in aerobics outfits, and I think they were motivational dancers or something like that.
It was just acrobats.
Yeah,
they rolled out big mats and trampolines and all this stuff. And part of it was there was music playing during the setup. That was part of the thing. It's oh my God, building anticipation.
Yeah.
Okay, I cut you off.
No, I love it. I mean, and Glazer and Benjamin, they just love to that slow burn, really torture the audience in a good way. And so, so they set everything up, and then they start off, and it starts playing this inspirational music, do 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 do, up and away, and they start throwing a big yoga ball back and forth, and then they jump up in the air and they collide and they hit heads or something, and they fall down, and they both have fractured necks in the first 2 seconds of the show or something like that.
Yeah.
So they're there on stage, they're lying there, knocked unconscious. And the music just keeps playing, bum, 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 and they're unconscious and whatever. So it goes on for 5-10 minutes. Just the music keeps looping. Finally, someone comes out from the side, a fake doctor. And it's oh my God, call an ambulance. 5 more minutes. I come in dressed as a paramedic with a stretcher, and like put them on the stretcher and take them and like.
But the
that was
music
whole
is
bit.
never stopping to play. It's like up
It was
and
like
away.
the happiest. Yeah.
I love those like.
And you could hear them screaming like, "Get a fucking get a doctor! Get in!" Like, but the music was so loud. Oh my god!
The commitment to such a dumb bit.
I mean, those are the funniest.
I tell that story all the time. That's my favorite thing I've ever seen. I just remember rolling on the floor watching that. Like, I can't. How much longer is this going to go on?
I love it. I feel like there was a. I'm sure that there's still millions and millions of like great bits to be done, but like just because that was when I was coming up, you're like, oh, that was.
By the way, I never even knew you were the paramedic. Like you're like the capper on that show that like are on that bit. And I've known you forever, and I never knew you were like.
But we were all like jumping in. Like I remember like seeing Tenacious D, and they had like Seth Morris and Brian Husky and Rob Corddry like open for them. They had like Naked Babies open for them. And look, if you're going to see Tenacious D, and if you're going to see anybody, it's hard to be an opener. And I think Tenacious D and the Naked Babies will tell you they learned the hard way that sketch comedy before a Tenacious D concert was not welcome. Like it was, they were mad. And like when you've been in those moments where you have to perform on stage and they don't like you, but like Tenacious D likes the Naked Babies. Like we like them. I've had those moments. Like we did a show in the Minneapolis Mall of America, where we were doing an improv show, and we came out on stage for the Real World. 30 seconds into the show, Friday night, big stand-up comedy club in the small, packed. Kill yourselves! And you know that there's no way out of it. Like you have to kind of finish the show. Like, we're only here to do improv, and you have the set to fill, and it's just like those moments also made me grow so much as like a performer. Yeah. Just like, oh, I got to eat it now. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
You definitely learn more by failing because you're just like, oh, I got to find something funny that works. Like this is too painful. I mean, we've all done millions of those shows where you're just like, I can't live through that experience again.
It was awful, man. Oh, so bad. Awful. But also the most fun.
Yeah.
Didn't we do a bit together, Huebel, at Pianos one night where I was doing a stand-up set, and then I started to do a joke that was a really well-known joke of Dimitri Martin's.
Yes.
And like halfway through the joke,
yeah,
Dimitri Martin's in the audience, and he's like, "Hey, that's my joke. What are you doing?" And I forget how it goes, but it was we had some back and forth, and then the bit was that you then say, "Oh, you were Aaron Sorkin." That's what it was, because you were like the back and forth with Dimitri and I turns into, "You can't handle the truth. You can't hit." And then you go, "Hey.
That's my bit."
That fight you're having, I wrote that from my movie, A Few Good Men.
Yeah. God, you have a good memory. I remember doing that bit, but I don't remember the end of it. That's so funny. Yeah, man.
You played Aaron Sorkin in my bit at Pianos.
My favorite,
Tinkle show, I believe.
Yeah, my favorite bit is some sort of audience plant. Like I love that, where you're like, you're sitting there and you're like, okay, here I go. And people are kind of looking at you like, why did this guy just sit down right next to me? This is weird.
We used to open our improv show, the Respecto Montalban improv show. I would come out and say, hey, everybody, welcome to Respecto Montalban. And the entire cast was spread out in the audience. Like, hey, where's the bathroom? I'm like, okay, sorry, sir. Bathroom's over there. No problem. And then it was just like 15 minutes of people heckling me from the audience as I'm trying to introduce the show. And that was like the most fun opening ever. I want to tell one bit that's not my own, but it was my favorite long form bit that got the audience so angry, but it was the funniest thing, where John Glazer would get up on stage. John Glazer, who is, you know him from Delocated and Neon Joe Vampire Hunter. He's been in all great shows. I mean, 30 Rock. He's a great, hilarious guy. He gets on stage and he's like, "Hey, I'm actually, I'm not gonna do anything funny tonight. I'm working on this thing, and he just really sets it up really nice and small. And he's like, I've been having a hard time in my marriage, and I had this dream." And he starts telling this elaborate dream, and I'm talking like it's an 8-minute bit. And he's talking about what this image, and there's nothing funny about it, and he's like kind of silencing the crowd if it does get funny. It's intentionally not funny. And he's like, yeah, and then I'm on this plane, and the plane starts shaking, and we go down, and the plane crashes, and I survive, and I'm walking around the wreckage, and I see the black box of the airplane right there, and I look at the black box. It was totally intact, and I was like, why don't they make the entire plane out of the black box? And that was the thing, like, just to get to that dumb joke, like, why don't they make
such a long walk, like the longest,
a 15-minute bit to do like the dumbest setup punchline?
I love that we have
such a level of commitment. Oh my God.
I love that we have Ed Helms on the show and we just talk about John Glazer bits.
Oh my God.
So
there's nothing better.
It's so funny, man. Ed, not to switch back into talk show.
I'm crying from that one. I knew where you were going. Even hearing you tell that story, I was enjoying the slow burn of your description of it, knowing where it was going.
But like to know that bit was 15 minutes, and the audience is like so willing to sit there and be like, all right, what am I missing? What am I not getting? And leaning in.
Helms, everyone in the chat loves your lighting package. What is the depth of field? Like,
right?
Yeah, man.
I just got this rig set up because I'm going to be doing a bunch of press for the movie Together, and also Rutherford Falls, which is my new show on Peacock.
But yeah, when is that starting, Rutherford Falls, by the way?
I don't, in a couple months.
Okay, got it. Right.
I don't know exactly, but
you shot on my street. I was.
That's right. Yeah, we shot like right up the street from you.
Right up the street from me, and I said, why wasn't I invited to craft services? And you said that they ran out of food, and I still don't understand that.
It's COVID times too. It's COVID times.
Yeah, there's just a lot of food there, and I wasn't. I got a family.
Let's not bring this up. Let's not bring that up. It would have been nice. Just don't bring it up right now.
You know what? That's fine. I just got this. Okay, I'll tell you the whole thing. The camera is a Canon Rebel SL3.
Ooh,
which
I
is like a middle of the road.
Yeah.
DSLR camera, but the real MVP of this setup is the lens that I got a prime lens for it, which is the Sigma 1.4 aperture.
Ed, I'm gonna have to talk to you offline because
30 millimeter.
I've been trying to play around with maybe upgrading to an actual camera. I like this one that I have, but it's just so different. It looks so good.
Does any of it, this is a dumb question, does it affect at all the amount of like data that you're actually putting through the internet? Like, is it going to slow you down? Like, are you going to be like herky jerky because it's all of this info?
I don't think so. Cause I think that's coming through.
Yeah, just the
lens. That goes through with whatever app.
Yeah, I think it's like it's not like I think we.
But the funny thing is, I'm sitting next to a window, and this time that we've been talking is like exactly when the sun sets. So my lighting has been getting more and more dramatic as this goes on. But I also do have a little ring light right here. And normally there's sunlight coming in here and it looks a little more normal, but right now I look like I'm in like Die Hard or something.
I like it. It looks good.
Great. But your show, can you tell people, are you not allowed to talk about it? We don't have to talk about it because we didn't do it.
I can Talk about anything. Yeah.
Well, do you want should we do our bit with him? Like we have a couple minutes.
Yeah. I just wanted to get the log line of the show because I'm excited for the show, but I can't ever remember how to explain it.
Yeah. It sort of defies a simple log line, but it's basically a small town in the Northeast. I play Nathan Rutherford. The town's called Rutherford Falls. I'm a descendant of the founder of the town, and I'm really obsessed with the history of the town. My best friend, Regan, grew up on the Native American reservation right next to the town. And she is also a big history nerd and runs a cultural center on a reservation. And so it's really kind of our friendship. It's like a two-hander kind of.
Who plays that character?
Jana Schmeeding.
Okay, cool.
She's not well known yet, but will be very soon. She's amazing. Absolutely hilarious.
Can I just ask for my own sake, how many nut shots are there? There's got to be like how often, you don't have to say exactly, but like how many times you get kicked in the nuts? Because I love it.
Here's the thing. And, it's like fool me once, but I don't know. We shot hundreds of takes of me getting kicked in the nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen final cuts on stuff, so I don't know how much of it's going to get used.
Okay.
I hope they use 100 of it. Yeah.
All right. Well, there's no easy segue into we have a little bit here for you that I love that we throw people into these bits because we didn't even tell you we're going to do this. But all this is I was thinking that since you have that crazy tattoo in the Mike Tyson tattoo in the Hangover, Scheer and I found some terrible tattoos out there on the World Wide Web. And we're just going to go through some of these and we're going to talk about some of these terrible decisions.
Yeah. So we want to see what you think about them. Maybe you don't think they're bad. Maybe you think they're beauty. Like there's beauty in every tattoo. So we'll see what we think of these beauties. Here we go.
All right. I'm a little squeamish. We'll see how this goes.
Oh, yeah.
That one is...
Wait, what is he? Does he have like something carved into his arm?
I think he's got some bruises. I think those are some bruises.
Yeah. Probably for people like grabbing his forearm to say, put it down. Get your arm down, man.
Definitely. That's definitely what it is. People were like, that's not cool, Brad. Get out of here. Get out of the bar.
I don't know. Go ahead.
You got to wear a tank top to get any mileage out of that.
For sure. Yeah.
But I guess here's my thing. Like funny for a night, funny for a goof, if that's your sense of humor, but life, like for your life, like you're like, this bit is so good for my life, is the thing I'm worried about here. Yeah. All right, here we go. Next one. This one.
Baby Yoda, topical.
What limb is that on? I can't. Is it?
I think that's someone's forearm, right? I think it's sideways. You turn your head like this.
I think it's probably coming across there.
So it's like sideways. Yeah. Okay.
So, bro,
I don't know. Do you have to have like any sort of license to do a tattoo? Like, can you just?
Well, that was the whole thing with Ed, right? I mean, that's the whole thing with the Hangover? Is like the tattoo that you had was like the license was on Mike Tyson. It's like his artist was like, that's my art on your body, so you can't like use other people's art. But if that
was it changed the use of tattoos in show business forever. Not like it's a funny weird detail of that movie was the big dramatic standoff with that tattoo artist, but he basically had a major movie studio like bent over. It was unbelievable because he was able to claim copyright on that particular design.
It's so wild.
And it was wild.
I mean, but I think the difference here is that this is an artist you can do this.
Yeah, this feels fine.
I didn't even mean legally. I meant artistically. Like, do you have to show that you are that is not a good drawing of Baby Yoda is what I'm trying to say.
It's odd. I wouldn't get a Grogu tattoo at this point. I feel like it's too new. It's like, it would be like, I don't even know, like, because nothing has come out in the movies in such a long time, but it's like you just saw the premiere of a show and you're like, that's what I'm like. That's my new thing. It's like it's too early to tell.
I
wait a
think
few
anything seasons. Anything that's a meme should be off limits.
Yeah. I think
Right?
I think you're right. Here's another one. Now a lot of people get like those, like they get the tattoo rings. This is a tough one. It's simple.
Yeah.
But also,
useless if you're not together, and useless if you're not shirtless together in that position.
Also, you got to have the exact right angle on it, right? Because if you look at the one on the left, it's not even working right, and it's just a barely different picture. So,
if you gain weight,
it's really a specific usage.
You gain weight if you break up, if anything happens.
Well, they're not going to break up. They can't. They got the tattoos. You can't break up.
This is an interesting one. Always the face tattoos are bold. It is that is a life choice.
I feel like with the face tattoo, I feel like you might be consigning yourself to a certain type of employment. You're definitely going to be self-employed, or you're going to be working in the back stock room
or a villain in a Batman movie. I mean, this is a great villain. This was
the great bit that you did on Human Giant, right?
Oh,
Paul,
yes.
Did you do the thing where you got your tattoo?
Yeah, I was on a space show. Yeah, I was on a space show, and I made like essentially the quick one-liner would be like, I'm a Klingon on Star Trek, and I'm like, hey, let me just get all that stuff implanted in my face because I hate being in the makeup chair. And then the minute I get it, the show is canceled, and then I have to live with that face forever.
It's so good. That's one of the best sketches of all time.
This is one that upsets me a lot. I'm going to show you this next one. This is Freckles.
Helms, tell us if you got to go, by the way. If you have to go, let us know.
Yeah, I should boogie fairly soon.
All right, we're going to get you. We'll give you I have one good one to end. All right, this is just Freckles.
This is a bad idea.
Here, I'm going to show you one.
That's upsetting to me.
I'll show you a good one.
This guy, I feel like he just loves checkers, and I respect that.
All right, how about maybe we end on this one?
Taco Bell is a good one.
I don't know why I love this one.
I kind of love this one.
I think Taco Bell nailed it with their logo for starters.
Yeah.
And then the only thing I don't like is that, like, I would like this more if it was on his arm or something. I feel like he's associating Taco Bell with like poo-poos, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's a cheap way to go, because it's a good tattoo on its own.
Let me give you this one. What if you put Mr. Softy above your butt? And like that image of like the swirly swap, like that to me feels
classic.
Like
that's a classier move. That's a much classier move.
Ed, it's been so great to have you here with us.
Buddy.
Yeah, dude, it's been a pleasure.
It's so always good to hang with you guys.
So good.
I'm so jealous of your lighting. I'm gonna get this package.
You gotta get a package.
I just gave Manzukis the whole rundown. So
I love it. All right,
I'll send you the details.
Oh, I need it. All right, this is great. Bye, Ed.
All right, see you, buddy.
All right. Oh man, so good. Rob, we're running along, and we already have our second guest ready to go, like rocking and rolling.
I mean, this is a show.
Yeah, I'm excited. Set up our second guest. Like, how do you want to introduce?
Well, it's funny because like tonight is one of those nights where we are both very close friends with both of our guests, so it feels weird to like. I don't know all of their creds, like I know Helms is in The Office and like a lot of good movies and the Hangover franchise and all that stuff. Lake does everything. Lake Bell is coming on. She is a amazing, hilarious actor, writer, director, producer. Just had her own show on ABC for a while, long time, a couple seasons, called Bless This Mess. And I love her from Children's Hospital.
And I love her from Medical Police because it was great when she was able to pop in there and class up the joint a little bit.
Yes.
Please welcome Lake Bell.
Yes.
Lake, I loved watching Lake watch us struggle with your credits. And that is...
I was like,
I know. You know what? I had it earlier. I had it and then I forgot it. But thank you for bearing with me.
It is. It's hard. It's hard to remember. I trip on it all the time.
Listen, I mean, in a world,
Yeah.
Yep. Great movie. Great movie. It's hard. It's hard to remember everybody's stuff. Everybody's got so many things.
We're friends, right? Like we're all
Yep.
We're not here about the plugs. We're here about the hangs.
Right?
We left that.
We're just here to hang and make fun of kids on the internet.
What are we doing? What's the what?
We're just making fun of kids. We're making fun of kids on the internet. Yeah, we're really taking them down.
Yeah, we go after teenagers on the internet.
Cool.
Lake, I'm coming to your house tomorrow night to hang
Oh.
out. My wife and I. This is just offline.
I love it.
Social plans.
On the internet right now.
Yeah, we're on the World Wide Web.
Don't say
but I'm just confirming. I didn't want to text you later, so I'm telling you that my wife and I are gonna come by, socially distant hang.
I like that.
In your backyard.
Hey, Paul, you want in? I didn't invite you.
No.
Hey, no. I'm not trying to get in on this. I want to respect I want to respect the social hangs.
No. Don't bring him on. Do not bring Paul.
Look, you know what? I have a lot of social distance hangs. I sit in my driveway and I'll try to talk to people as they walk by and, make them sit in these chairs and stuff like that.
With the thermos and whatnot.
I have a talk show desk in my driveway and I'll just have people just sit down there and we'll just shoot the shit. Yeah.
Okay.
I got a siren going on in my house. Sorry guys. I'll try to mute myself.
Lake, we just were talking about tattoos and I just saw today on Instagram you got a beautiful tattoo.
I got a tattoo today. I was watching the show. I was watching your show and I was like, listen, I know a thing or two about the tattoos.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I just got one. Boom.
Whoa, look at that.
Whoa.
That is a beautiful, if you look at it on Instagram, it is a beautiful tattoo. And I feel like it's one of those like admirable ones because I feel like it's classy. It's a classy one. It's a classy one.
I'm trying, you got to keep it classy.
I can't remember. Do you have a lot of tattoos?
Well, it's funny that I saw the Taco Babel tattoo and I was feeling like it had my name written all over it. But I have a number of tattoos.
Yeah.
Like I have this like on this side. Oh God, you've seen my like Freddy Krueger bra. Oh God. Okay.
I thought you were going to say you saw my Freddy Krueger tattoo and I was like, wait a second. I don't know how I didn't know about this.
I have it on my breast.
Like you have all these classy tattoos and then just like a real like horror one. Like,
That'd be so fucked up. We're allowed to curse, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing that.
What are those two tattoos?
These tattoos are my kids. So Scott, my ex, the father of my children, he did these because he's like a world famous tattoo artist. And it says Nova and Ozzy, and it's like my armor, and it's pretty cool. And then I have one.
Nice.
Oh, I love it.
Initially, I was like, I don't have the tattoos in the relationship. And then it was like, fuck it.
I honestly have been thinking a lot about a tattoo about my kids because I feel like it's so hard to be like, what is permanent in this world that I want to look at and it would actually like bring me joy and in a way that would be, everyone obviously has different things and whatever they want to do, but that is the one thing that I've been able to be like, oh, if I just put their names, I think that would actually be something that would be really lovely. Like I would love that.
Or like a really poor rendering of Baby Yoda.
Well, here's the thing. It was going to be Grogu holding up two orbs, and in each orb is their names, and that's
right. Symbolism.
I love that.
Oh, can we go back and just finish looking at some of those tattoos?
Oh yeah, sure. Oh yeah,
because some of them were really bad, and I felt bad. We kept Helms a little long. Lake, we won't keep you very long.
We won't keep you long. But how about this one?
This is one of my favorites. The very bad Christopher Walken tattoo.
What I like about this tattoo is the artist, this very confident, but I guess there's a zombie walking going on because the skin is very green. It's like intentionally green, but they also put stubble. And that's not something that I think of when I think about Christopher Walken. Like, he's not a man that I feel like, oh, he always has like a 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, also, Walken and his 5 o'clock shadow.
What is with the coloring on his face? I don't get that.
They said walking.
Oh, Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. How did you figure that out?
Guys, we did it.
You know what? They're on it.
Rob hasn't seen this one, and I wanted to show this one out.
Nice.
What do you guys think about that?
Nice. Is that a famous cartoon character? I don't know who that is.
That is Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, and he has cut off the head of Piglet, also from Winnie the Pooh. Okay. And it says badass because Eeyore is an ass by animal classification.
Yeah, this is a tattoo that would be good for kids to get. I don't know if many places do tattoos on kids, but I would not be against that.
I think there's a hole in the market. It's like a solid business plan.
Well, I mean, you're talking about being in business. I mean, this is the tattoo about business right here.
That's bringing it right home. He just did it. He did.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. You know, Lake, what we did do is, you know, you, I think, are someone who you have lived a life. You are a creative. You are a person that I feel like has great life experiences. And what we did was we asked some people on the Discord to write into us and ask for some advice. And I figured between Rob, you, and I, we might be able to help. These are not funny. These are true.
Can I say something, Paul?
Yeah, sure.
I'm just remembering now, Lake, that you and I did this once on Dr. Drew's radio show. Yeah, which is weird because now mean people on the internet say that I look like Dr. Drew, which I take offense to. But I don't remember that I felt a little out of our element when we did that because at least the sex one is legit. Like that was people like, hey, you know, my penis is on fire. What do I do? And me and Lake were like, because you don't make jokes on that show, really.
But now, since then, you've had sex, right?
I have, yes, intercourse.
So you
very
did
exciting.
So you're up to speed. You know what I mean? Like the kind of advice that you're going to give at this point, just based on having sex that one time, right? It was one time.
One time, yeah. Since I've been married, one time, yeah.
But you're not going to go over to Lake's house tomorrow and have sex and have Lake like kind of coach you through it. I mean, that's just a rumor. All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. But no, yeah, I had sex one time with my wife. We had our baby, so now we're done. You know, we don't need to do any more of that. But anyway, I don't want to slow us down. I was just remembering that I felt like I didn't give great advice on that show. Hopefully now we'll do better.
Great.
All right. Well, this is a good one. I'm going to protect names because
these are real, right?
These are 100% real. They're from the Discord. I'm protecting names just because I didn't ask specifically if I could say the name. So this question is, and I think we could all answer this one. I feel guilty working on personal hobbies when I could be helping my wife take care of our 16-month-old. Any advice on how to balance being a good dad and taking care of myself?
Oh, guys, I just got divorced. I can't even. This is great. Okay, let's talk.
Yeah.
So
I mean, go for it. You lead the way, and I'll add some stuff in here, I think, too.
First of all, it's great that out of the gate you even have this concern because that you're even being conscious enough to think like this and say, wait a minute, how do I do both? Because some people are like, oh, I'm just doing my hobbies. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I got to do me, you know, while she's like, why is it crying? You know, so it's nice that you're aware. However, in the beginning, I mean, 18 months is like nothing. I mean,
nothing,
you know, that's like, you got a baby still at this point. So yeah, like you're going to have your whole life to kind of start to balance, you know, hobbies and whatnot. Cause for instance, like your wife, like her vagina's broken. So you're just going to have to be cool. Like, cause it's fucking crazy to birth a baby, let alone grow it. So just like be chill. And
somebody
you'll get
just,
but like, cool it, you know what I mean?
Somebody just wrote in the chat, and I think this is like a great one. Parenting is your hobby now. and by the way, it is like, get in and get like, you will have your whole life to kind of figure stuff out. The biggest thing that the thing that was the most helpful for me, and I recommend this to all new parents, before you have the baby, you can still do it afterwards. Take a couple minutes, you and your partner, and make a list. Make a list of things that make you happy, that are things that are attainable, like whether it's a special coffee drink from a place, a type of dinner, whatever the things that like are your comfort items, right? And you give it to each other. I kept mine in my wallet. June had hers of mine, and we did this, and it was something like, because you're getting, or at least for me, I was incredibly stressed in that beginning time. There's so many new things. You're not sleeping well. You're not doing anything, and it was a cheat sheet on how to remember to support your partner. It was like, I don't have the brain power to think, oh yeah, she likes this, so she's given me this, I've given her that. I can go to the list and then accomplish this thing. And it was a good thing to kind of have.
And you like look at her list and say like,
yes,
you know what? Go do a yoga class. I got you for 45 minutes.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, got it. That's
and
really good.
Yeah, that was a really nice thing. And I feel like that whole idea of balance and knowing, I always thought too, it's like, and I'm not trying to be whatever, but the person who has given birth to the baby is the person who is doing the breastfeeding, all that person, you got to give they need the more of the break time. They need the more like yes, there's something you can't necessarily do something in those moments, but like when it's over, then give it a break. Yeah, do it more.
Also, guys, everyone always forgets. It's like you give birth and then it's like you're injured. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you have an injury, so you gotta like heal from the fucking injury, but you can't sleep. Like, you know, when you have an injury, you go like, you know, get good rest. Oh, that's how you'll get better. And you can't do that stuff. And so
I think my 2 cents, I agree with everything that has been said. I think I agree with Lake more of like, just shut the fuck up. And my thing is to, I just remember shifting into like survival. It is survival. And like my main thing was like, how do I not annoy my wife? What can I do? What can I do to support and help and everything? How do I not annoy her? You know, like, so I don't care about this dude's hobbies, to be honest.
The last thing I'll say before we move on, which is that, Rob, you're right. But of course, you don't want to get into a space where you resent, right?
Right.
So
yeah,
that's the big key for like all of marriage, right? You're just like, how do I take care of myself and take care of or let my partner have the space to take care of herself or himself, and then without brewing resentment. So unfortunately, you're gonna have to communicate and find new ways to communicate. And you know what? If someone says something, it doesn't mean it's like written in stone. The terms will change and they will continually change. And that's what relationships are, constant evolution.
I'm going to say one thing that's too serious for this, but I will go and say it. The thing, and we were talking about this earlier this week, Rob, too. The thing that I'm really trying to do more of and be better with is just apologizing. Like if my partner says to me like, hey, you hurt my feelings, instead of trying to justify that I didn't mean to, that it wasn't my intention, whatever the thing is, I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings. I'm hearing your voice. And I feel like diffusing it on that level and also being able to keep it on that level is another like important thing. It's like, it's not about 9 other things, just about this. You just upset me right now. Can we just apologize? Like, let's acknowledge it and then move past it. That's something I feel like just like trying to get there.
Great advice. Just in general, I have a bad way of like taking everything personally and trying to be like, well, I didn't mean that, you know, where it's like all the other person wants is just like, just own it. Just say that you fucked up.
It's so hard.
Oh, and this is a great one here. This is a great one that I hear all the time. I'm going to post up on screen. It says, it bugged me when my husband /ex used to say he was babysitting when he was spending time with our son.
Oh God.
Yeah, you can't say that. That's not the case.
Oh my God. That's not good. Okay, cool.
We fixed that situation.
All right, we got that one. All right.
I feel like, are we supposed to be funny? I feel like I'm being very
serious.
No.
The show is not funny. The show is overly not funny.
I mean, we just basically broke down tattoos and podcasts. All right, you can tell me where you want to go. Okay. Do we want to talk about like a way to do like a home thing, or do we want to talk about how to discuss things with friends? Well, actually, I'm gonna pick it because I think the home thing will balance, and then we can go back to a more serious thing. All right, this one is we're wanting to clean up our house bar and wanting to stock up, but not sure where to start. What are your must-haves for your liquor cabinet? And I want to like do some fun mixed drinks. I think it's actually a good thing because sometimes I feel like, that's like, how do you start a liquor cabinet? I like this one.
What an interesting, I mean, this is like a real, first of all, I wish I have follow-up questions where I'm like, how old are you? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
What if this is like a 17-year-old who's like, how do you stock your liquor cabinet? And I'm like, hey, guy, like, fucking wait till you're 21. Anyway.
These are people of drinking age. They're drinking age. They say they want to make mixed drinks to go with Star Trek. That was the end part I didn't really read. But that's a nice thing. That's a nice thing they want to do. But yeah, how do you start a mixed bar? How do you start a bar? I don't know. That's
being now, having the home to myself in a new way, right? New chapter. Yeah. I have an amicable divorce that I've just gone through, and we love each other. But the point is, I was like, I have to like create my own little bar here.
Yeah.
And I went ahead and purchased, I would say that you need a really nice tequila.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You need, and if you're a tequila drinker and you really just like, a lemon and a lime or whatever, you want something very simple, you might need 2 tequilas. I don't know what you're dealing with.
Well, you could also get like 2 different types. You can get like a Blanco, and you could get, or you could get a Mezcal. You could try a different, you could explore it, figure it out.
And then you're gonna need about, this is also like, if you want just basics, you're gonna do a tequila, you're gonna do, like a vodka, maybe like a Tito's, I don't know, put it in the freezer, what I mean?
Get that in the freezer.
A nice scotch. Someone's saying, yeah, of course you want to have a nice scotch, because there's always somebody who's like, do you have a scotch? I like Aperol. I like an Aperol spritzer.
You're talking my language.
Drinks that. Yeah, my Holly drinks that all the time.
That's a good thing to have for the ladies.
I like an Aperol, and look, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to get in the mix. I want to get in there. I'm like, let's figure it out.
Some of this does depend on if it's for you and the people in your home, or if it's like for parties.
I think you're stocking a bar for company. Obviously, right now people are in different zones, but you have to be ready for other people. You know what you like. You don't need to figure out what you like. Just get the things that you got to go.
Is this a dumb idea? Is it a dumb idea to get a bunch of like the little airplane bottles? If you went to the liquor store, do they sell those at the liquor store? Like, would you be able to go in there and just get like a?
They do.
So then if you have some jackass that comes over who's like, what is The Rock? What's the name of his?
Terramana.
I just envisioned you actually wanting to set up like a teeny tiny, just little miniature bar for like.
I like that idea too. Just have like the
have a little action figure there.
Cart. Yeah.
I'm gonna give a couple things that people are not thinking about, which I think are. I'm a big fan of this place called Brine Brothers, but there's also a place called Dirty Sue, and they make
a fucking ad. Paul,
I'm just talking. No, not an ad. Not an ad. These are all. Yeah, right? Martini. These are olive, like dirty. They're olive juice basically, and so Dirty Sue and Brine Brothers, they have great olive juice, and you can make dirty martinis with it. It's a great thing to have in that cupboard. A simple syrup, you want to get that in there.
I have another real good bonus thing, which I think is good for a bar.
Okay, yeah.
A couple of pretty vapes, right?
Oh,
for
yeah.
Those your guests who might want to try a little bit of. And then additionally, this is when you're really thinking about guests. You should also have some non-alcoholic beverages that are really fun, that make everybody feel like, hey, we're at the party. And because I have a myriad of friends who don't drink, so you're like, okay, I don't want to like not have options. So have a lot of fun, like cool beverages for.
Yes. I just bought 3 different bottles. Wirecutter, now it is a plug. Wirecutter is my favorite site on the internet. It's so great. And they did a taste test of all these non-alcoholic spirits. So it is like something that tastes like gin, something that tastes like tequila. And I ordered them, and they're really good. They give you that thing so you can do a mixed drink with these non-alcoholic spirits. They're healthy, they're great. And it also is, again, you don't have to go that way, but it is a fun little thing to throw in there.
I like that.
Lake, you're getting a lot of lady compliments on your nails and your hair and your skin.
Yeah, you're
and
getting
your
a lot.
outfit and your lipstick. I'm just checking it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on over here, so it's great.
Gosh, I did not see that.
Yeah. I've noticed one thing that I do now, like I'll do this tomorrow when I come to your house. I'm not going to give out the address on the internet. I should. I won't.
Just go to Rob's house and follow him. Just tell him what time you're leaving so he can follow you there.
But I've noticed now, obviously if you go to someone's house to socially distant hang, you end up drinking what you bring. So my old move used to be like, well, if I'm going to Lake's house, I'm just giving this crappy bottle of wine to Lake. So I'll take a crappy bottle of wine. But now if I'm going to go and my wife and I are going to drink it, I'll bring a good bottle of wine. Yeah, something nice. So
I have your crappy bottles of wine. I haven't gone through them. I put them.
Those bottles of wine are just being pushed from house to house to house. That's all they're being done, because then Lake is going to grab them when she goes to the next place, because she's like, that's not the wine I care about. And then these wines are like, what is that thing, like flat Stanleys like the kids do when they like where you take pictures all over.
We're all doing it to each other.
We don't need to bring wine to each other's house. We got it.
I think you do it like when you're younger. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Started it when we were like, I don't know, in our 20s. We're like, I don't know, like I can drink now. I guess I'm supposed to bring you a bottle of wine. And then like you get the worst kind, and that becomes the bottle of wine. The crappy one you bought when you were like 22. And then that fucking bottle of wine just kind of hangs out and goes from fucking house to house because no one ever cracks it open.
My dad, like my dad is great. He will, like, there'll always be weird things that he will do. He was like, hey, what are you up to? I'm like, oh, I made this pie. And he was like, oh, that's amazing. And then for Christmas, he sent me like things to make a pie. And I'm like, I had those things. I made the pie. That's how I made the pie, because I had the things. And so I told him, I was like, oh, I've been, doing wine. So, but my dad just like jumped in. He's like, I'm gonna get you a wine of the month club. And then that becomes like overwhelming, because I'm not like knocking out 12 bottles a month, or whatever it was. And I was so overwhelmed.
I have to bring me one of those fucking wines.
And that's right. I was like, I was bringing bottles of wine everywhere. I was like, I would leave them with the maitre d' stand at a restaurant. Here, thank you for having us.
I went through a phase where I didn't bring alcohol to parties. I would go to KFC and bring popcorn chicken. I would just bring a big thing of popcorn chicken. And I thought it was sort of funny and, different. I think people that were having the party were like, well, we made food, or
I liked it.
We don't need you to bring food to our.
Again, that's an age thing, because when you're like 22, you're like, oh shit, popcorn chicken. And then when you're like, I'm 35 and I just put out a charcuterie board.
I gotta like dump your Popeyes into like a bowl and be like, here it is.
There's like a nice like chef making like artisanal pizza or something, and I'm showing up with my own selection.
So somebody.
What party are you going to? I don't have no stuff in my house.
I really appreciated. I went to a couple parties where people have.
Paul. You go
couple
to
parties
Jeez.
where people would have loose weed and joints around the house, and I always thought that was like a nice like. It wasn't like, it was like, hey, if that's something you want to take part of, it's there. Just do it. Whatever you want to do.
So funny. That's like my mom's worst nightmare. When I first moved to LA, my mom was so worried. Like up until when I was like, in my 40s, my mom would call me and be like, are you doing cocaine?
Oh.
And I was like, Mom, like no one even does cocaine. Like, I don't even think that's a thing. But like my mom was so worried about, it was like Scarface, there's just like bowls of cocaine at parties. And
my mom thinks I'm a drug addict because I did mushrooms one time.
Like cocaine was a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know who did it, but
me neither. Me neither. We don't want to keep you too long, Paul. Do we have one more?
We don't. We are. Oh, advice. Yes, I have advice. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
All right, last
Lake's
one.
good at this. Lake's very good. You're so grounded, Lake. You're a good parent. Jeez.
All right, so this is actually a good question because I think this is actually apropos for this last year. I feel like many of my friends have no interest in discussing things with substance. So if I'm in a group with them, I become the person bringing up the topics that no one cares or wants to talk about. My question is how to have discussions of substance when I live alone and a global pandemic prevents socializing with anyone, let alone new people. So like, how do you, I understand that like sometimes it's like, yeah, like, oh, I want to talk, like, I want to have a larger conversation about whatever it is, the environment, about race, about equality, justice, whatever it is. Then people are like, oh, I just want to talk about what I just saw on Netflix, you know? Yeah. How do you do that? How do you have these conversations?
Well, it's funny. We have a thing from Children's Hospital. We have like a Marco Polo thread with all of the Children's Hospital folks. And it's funny, we do bits. So it's like bits, back and forth. It's just everybody doing fucking bits. And then the pandemic happened and all of a sudden, like, things got a little more sober.
Yes.
And it was interesting because people were starting to get lonely and a little crazy. And then they all of a sudden needed community in that desperate way that we're all feeling. We just feel so lonely and so like hungry for familial friendship and all of that stuff, right? Like we're just creatures we're social creatures, you know? And so I think, you know, I found that, I think I was the one, right, Rob, where I was like, hey guys.
Yeah.
It was like so funny. And I just was like, I'm struggling.
Yeah.
I just want to say I love you guys and having a really tough time. and I think if you show up, you know, as the person who's like, don't get me wrong, I want to rap out about the newest like Netflix, whatever. But I also, if you're struggling and you have something genuine to say, then just, no one's going to talk about real shit if you don't bring it up, right? So like provide space and then you'll see that people will make space for it.
I like that.
That's good advice. Yeah, I remember that, Lake, because that thread, just if we went back and we looked at it on our phones, I'm sure it's still on there. It's like it's all just Ken Marino dicking around, Cordry, blah blah blah, totally. And then like all of a sudden when the pandemic hit, I think Lake was the one like, I think we might need to talk about real adult shit. You know, like the world was going crazy. The election we didn't know what was going to happen. And it was really interesting to see like how the conversation changed. But yeah, that's good advice. I think like if you just sort of find a way to kind of bring it up, someone's going to resonate with that, you know, like someone's going to connect with that. I don't think you have to worry anymore about being the bummer at the party. And, you know, there's a way to sort of ease into that stuff. It's hard to kind of jump into the deep end straight out of the gate, but I would kind of, you know.
Yeah, I would say you can also make a space for it. Like, look, if you're all getting online to do like a Jackbox games, like that's not the time to be like, hey, I was thinking about blank, right? Like, you know, like we're here to do that. But you could say like, hey, you know, I was interested in reading this book. I don't know if people want to maybe all like get together or do a book club, or hey, I'm kind of wrestling with this. I would like, you know, you can almost like, you can frame a conversation too. Like, hey, if you want to come and join this conversation, we can have this conversation. Like if your friends are not interested in it, I do think, I mean, I'll just say that, you know, I've seen places online, like even on these Discords that are like, that I have now here because of this show and watching people, there's connections to be made and you'll find your people. You just have to like, I think don't push at a certain point if people are not there. Like if they're not there for you, then they may not be there. But if you are there with open arms, and we'll see. I mean, I don't know.
One of the most interesting dinners I've ever had, and this is not for everybody. And at first I was like, "Fuck this idea," but the cast of Transparent one time had a dinner, and it was at Judith Light's house, and Judith had this idea to have like I guess it's called like a guided conversation where there were just topics that she would bring up, and then you would just talk about that topic for a while, not about other stuff. And like, it wasn't everyone talking over each other. It was like one person talked and then whoever else wanted to respond to that, and then whoever else. and whoever. And then so it would kind of just like go around, and then you would kind of be done with that. And then she would say, what do you guys think about this? So she just sort of like led the conversation. It was not at all a natural thing, but it was a very like fascinating, like by the end of the night, I was like blown away, because you're actually like listening and responding and like hearing people's full thoughts. And it was really cool. I was so intimidated because like it was someone was friends with Katy Perry, and Katy Perry was there, and like I was just out of my league. But like I think by the time I said something, I was so in my head about it, so you can't do that. But if
anyway. You make the space and you lead that charge, like people will fall in line sometimes. It will. Like it's like you can, like you have to lead it though. You can't just like casually like that's a very conscious way of doing things. Like Rob and I have been in groups like that too. Like we're consciously doing this now, and we can do bits later.
That's the key, right? Like, so you can be with a fun group of friends. You're like, oh, we fucking just want to talk about beer or video games and like sports and like whatever. And then you're like, there are moments like when you're in a global pandemic and the world feels like it's ending, it's like you can say, you totally have permission, like everybody in the world has permission to say, I'm going to consciously say something right now in this moment, which is things are crazy and I feel it.
Yeah.
And I just want to talk about it. Is anyone else feeling that way? And I swear to God, people will be like, yeah, bro.
Yeah. It will happen. It will happen. Lake, this was a great a chance to like catch up with you.
Talk with you, Lake. It's so good to have you on here and have just a normal non-bit convo. I love it.
We sprinkled some bits and bits, but it was
we had bits. We had fun. We love our bits. You guys have a great night tomorrow. I hope you have a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have a great time tomorrow. I can't wait. I won't tell you where it is, Paul. Don't try to ask me for the address.
Have a lot of fun.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you. And thanks for everyone. It was really, really fun. Thanks
bye, Lake.
Bye.
So good.
I can't tell you, Paul. I know I just got your text. I saw you texted me that you wanted her address.
Yeah.
I can't tell you where Lake lives, and I'm not going to, because it's kind of just like a hang for good friends of Lake, close friends. And so don't try to follow me, because I know that you do know where I live, but don't come to my house and try to follow me, because that won't work.
Okay.
I know what you drive. You drive a like Chevy van or something.
Chrysler Pacifica, Rob.
Here we go.
Chrysler Pacifica.
Here we go.
If only I could get an ad campaign. By the way, do you know that I pitched the head of global CEO of Chrysler ad campaign because I was like, I need to get in here, and my ads got up that high. They did not happen. But they got all the way to the top. The global CEO.
You wanted to do an ad for them?
Yeah, I had a fun idea. I had like 5 fun ideas.
Why not?
Look, let's get on it. Let's get Pacifica's all around. Rob, we have. Well, actually, I should say this. Before we bring on our guest, I want to talk about this thing that came around today online. I don't know if you saw this.
Yeah.
A lot of people were posting about this. First of all, this is not me. A lot of people were tweeting at me, is that you? Is that you? It's not me.
It does look like you. I will say.
Me with a wig or something, yeah.
The eyes look like you.
Not me.
You do have a tux like that.
I do have a tux. That is not me, but I think what people were talking about was like, oh, wow, he got a stand with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like, she's a very controversial person right now in our politics. And it was like a kind of, it's kind of crazy that was like on a mask. And, I got nervous to be associated with her. This is not me. But that mask, really, people are like, I can't believe they made a mask like that.
Well, I did a little bit of digging, and I found out the guy who makes the mask is this he's this entrepreneur. His name is Murray the Mask Man, and he's kind of just one of those guys that like finds the sort of hot topic. It could be anything. It could be anything controversial or funny or weird, and he'll put it on a mask. And so so I tracked him down.
You got him here?
I got him here. And I thought maybe we could talk to him about it.
Well, hey, man.
Murray the mask guy.
Hey, Rob and Paul. Hey.
Hey.
The mask guy. You need a mask? You come to Murray.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Paul, hey, you look great in that mask I designed for you. I love the look.
It was not. It was not me. It was not. I'm bald. I'm a bald man. It was not me. Okay.
Oh no, those were your eyes. I could
Paul, you could tell those were your eyes.
I'm not a fan
easy
of.
to buy a wig. It's so easy to buy.
It is easy to buy a wig, but that was not me.
I can sell wigs.
No, I don't. But you kind of have done something really interesting here. Like I know that people are always complaining about masks, but you kind of have. I don't know. Like you're kind of making masks fun, I guess. Or I mean,
really
yeah.
Fun. Yeah. You're gonna be the life of the party with my mask. Okay.
Let me show you. Okay.
Really crowded spaces. Look at this one. Yeah, anti-masker on board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get 12. That's a family pack. That's a pretty good deal, Paul.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if I saw that, I would laugh because okay, well, sure, it's you're making a comment that you're an anti-masker, but you're wearing a mask. So I think that that's kind of fun. I like that. Sure.
That's pretty funny. Yeah. Because the joke, obviously, he's an anti-masker, but now he's on board.
Ironic, right?
Yeah.
That's
funny. That's great. Some of these other ones, yeah, that one's topical, but the only thing is I don't know how long that will be topical because
yeah,
it'll start some conversations. I'm telling you.
I mean, I didn't see the movie. I did not see it. So if I saw someone wearing that, I would laugh, but also be like, are they being serious? Like,
I don't know. I mean, I like it
to explain it.
It's kind of maybe it's a conversation starter. I don't know. I mean, when you see somebody like that, I mean, these are our kind of. I mean, this one is the one that I got upset about. Honestly, this one.
Oh yeah.
Well. It's for all ages. Like we have different sizes for all our masks. So, you can get your kids involved. You can have grown-ups wear them, all kind, grandpas, grandmas. And this one is, it's kind of funny, right? It's
yeah.
And, it's good for business. Like you get straight to the point.
I gotta say, Murray, as a father who has a child who is currently addicted to cocaine.
Yeah, I thought you weren't going to talk about that, Rob.
I don't mind talking about it. I was curious if that is are we really trying to? Is it a joke or is it for real? Because I got to keep my voice down because my daughter's upstairs. But I would like to find some blow for my kid.
It's definitely mainly for real. Like it's for for transactions.
Okay. Message received.
Yeah, and it's been highly successful. It's probably our most successful mask. Within my store, within my brick and mortar store. So I'd say order one.
So wait, so you sell masks online and you have a store that you can walk into?
Well, not online anymore. So now it's just brick and mortar. You come to our store in Queens. It's a little crowded. Masks are optional to wear. You don't have to wear a mask.
Well, why? Why?
Yeah. So we used to have a website, but it got taken down. None of the cloud providers will accept our business anymore, so we got to do brick and mortar business.
Okay, well, I mean, but like this one is, this is kind of more. I guess this is more what I'm looking for. Like it's funny, you see it, yeah.
I think that's funny because I do think it's weird that you couldn't at least. Get a different, we already saw this model on the other one, so it's weird that you can't even afford to pay, a different model. But whatever, maybe it's just
I mean, this one is
we don't have a big budget. We're working with this pretty small budget.
Now, what is this one about, Paul? Explain this one.
It says it's not a mask; it's a face condom.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, I mean, I get it. Like in a sense, like you put a condom on to protect yourself from getting STDs or somebody pregnant, and you put a mask on. I mean, it's overly complicated, and it also is like I don't know if it feels sexual in a way. Like it makes me look at that mask more in a sexual way, which makes me upsetting. Again, it's a family pack, so like
There's
you have
a lot of family packs. I've noticed a lot of family packs.
Yeah, a lot that we have great discounts, great packages, and this one promotes safe sex. You know, so you get two birds with one stone, right? Two birds with one mask.
Why are you shut down from online again? Because it seems like what was
the cloud server, Paul?
All right,
they want to take our business. We've had some hiccups over the years. Some complaints, I guess. So yeah, nobody will host our server. Nobody will host our website.
I mean, but I mean, I guess maybe because you're doing stuff like this.
Well, yeah, I mean this was hot at right when it launched. It was really hot mask.
Yeah, that's
free Epstein.
Is it still selling? Because he was killed in jail, or allegedly he killed himself.
Yeah,
I think he was killed in jail. So it seems weird that people would still be buying this. Is that a popular hashtag?
Well, just to be completely transparent, the sales have kind of decreased recently.
Yeah,
past 6 months, I would say, ever since his death.
Yeah.
Right at first, it was selling pretty well, and then it went down.
How does this one sell?
Oh yeah, you gotta love this one.
No, my dong is in quarantine.
Yeah,
again with the family pack. I gotta say that I can't tell how old this model is, but he seems kind of young.
He's 13 years old. Great model. He posed, with. We actually didn't even superimpose the text.
Yeah,
he's wearing different masks each time, so he's there. It was like a 20-hour shoot of taking.
Wow,
pictures.
you actually made every single one of these. Like a lot of these T-shirt places and mask places, they kind of just give they mock one up, and then you can
do Photoshop. Yeah.
Not with our models. No, they're there. They're in the moment. They're because you really get to capture the moment. When you have just like this one.
Yeah. Now, how old is this guy? Again, he seems young.
He's 7. So
Jesus. Oh my God.
Curtis. He's 7. And he was great. His parents were troopers. He was a trooper.
What do you mean he was a trooper?
Yeah.
How hard is the photo shoot?
Well, it gets pretty intense. We play some, we like to play some hard music, metal music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I what? Yeah.
I have a question, Paul, just about tracking sort of the science. Dr. Fauci has said that it's a good thing to wear 2 masks now. So is that essentially doubled your business now? Are people now buying more masks? Have you noticed that?
That's a great question. Yeah, I mean, not for me personally, but I expect that it will. We just got to get the right slogan.
This is not going to happen. This is the one that I think everyone's been upset about.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We were excited. We were really excited about this one. And once again, Curtis, trooper, he had a different shirt on for this shoot.
Yeah, it's
he committed.
I mean, he seems like he's completely in the same pose.
It seems like you have a lot of stories about kid models that were troopers, or people that endured. And I'm not trying to call you out on anything, but it seems like maybe your photo shoots are strenuous or traumatizing because you're playing. I thought you said hard metal music.
Well, we want to get it. We want to get the right atmosphere. We want to get it energized, and it's just so the mask will sell.
Yeah, I mean, there's too sexual. I mean, this one is a weird one. Let's COVID 69.
Oh,
I mean,
it's a family pack.
Yeah, again, a family back.
The problem is that this kid you said was 13. And so I feel
Murray.
like every mask that he has is a little racy for a 13-year-old.
Yeah,
that's just me, you know.
Yeah, no, look,
he didn't seem to mind.
You know, Murray, I don't know if I want to show any more pictures of these masks. I think they're upsetting people in the chat, and you know, look, I just feel like can't people just wear a regular mask? We don't have to put that much personality into it. I don't know. I mean, am I wrong?
I think, Paul, that's a little harsh. I think you're missing the humor on some of them. I mean, I did think, you know, I thought Got Blow was pretty funny.
That's pretty. You got to admit, that's a good one.
I did like that one. It made me the 9/11 one made me think.
Yeah.
Totally. And it's a conversation starter, right?
Yeah,
right,
I mean,
right.
I guess
that one about Tenet. Now looking back on, if we think about all of them that we've seen, the one about Tenet is a good conversation starter because the problem is that do you want to start conversations during COVID when someone comes up to you and then they're breathing in your face? Is that and even you could argue making someone laugh, is that spreading?
Just
COVID,
to have like
it could be, but hey, you look good, and you're starting conversations that will be memorable for the rest of your life if you live through COVID.
Oh, okay. Well, don't say that, Murray. Like we don't.
Murray, are you in the store? Like, have we dropped by? Or are we going to see you in there?
I'm there. I'll be maskless usually, so you know you can get the full Murray experience. But yeah, come to the store anytime. There's usually a long line. It's pretty crowded.
Murray, let me ask you a question, Murray.
If it's crowded and people aren't wearing masks.
Yeah, that doesn't feel good at all. Like that doesn't feel like a smart move. It seems dangerous.
No, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a little dangerous. It might be a little.
How many people have you done any contract tracing in your store? Has anyone gotten COVID from shopping in your store?
There's been several spreader events.
Okay, that's not a good thing. That's not a thing. Yeah. A super spreader event is a negative thing, not a good thing.
No, it's fun, but we're all having fun here. You know, we're all. There's been a lot of cases.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is Murray. I don't know if we want to give you a lot of attention here. Yeah.
I don't know if I support this business of Murray's, but I think he is an entrepreneur, Paul, and we should support small businesses. Okay. We always say that on the show that we want to support small businesses. So maybe, you know, we'll track down Murray if you have a different business idea, you know, or if you get back on the web, you know, either way.
Yeah, let us know. We'll keep in touch and we'll see what you're developing as it continues to go. But again,
good luck with the mustache, man. That mustache, it's tough to grow a mustache during quarantine, but I feel like you got a good one going.
It looks pretty natural, right?
Again, I want to tell our producer, take that down. We don't need to see that anymore. I'm sorry, producer.
Oh, that's a great. Classic image.
Producer, just take it down. Our producer. Okay, no, I've had issues with my producer who is very believes this. Yeah, Arlene is very. Arlene, stop it.
Love it. Yeah, you can show that image anytime. We don't owe commission to Curtis for the number of images we show of him.
Yeah.
So
someone in the comments was asking why the 9/11 one is not a family pack. All the other ones seem to be family packs with Curtis, but the 9/11 was an inside job. It seems to be.
You take your politics, and you deal with that somewhere else.
All right,
sorry.
Paul,
I'm sorry.
Let's deal with this offline.
All right. Okay. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
We are a classy organization, so
enough. Stop,
Paul.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You can't keep promoting that conspiracy theory.
I know.
We draw the line somewhere, so we decided not to go with the family pack. Or the 9/11 was an inside job.
Okay. So Murray, it was a pleasure having you. Arlene, we're gonna stop. Okay, please stop. Okay.
No, Paul.
No,
stop.
Where did we go?
We don't want.
Where did we go? We're off the screen.
Paul, we're full.
What the fuck are you doing, Arlene?
Take it off,
I'm
Paul.
so sorry. All right, Murray. I'm sorry. Bye, Murray.
So much, Murray. Good to see you.
You two have been the greatest.
Thank you.
I don't know about that. Paul, I gotta say, man, sometimes people come on here, and our guests don't get paid to come on here.
No,
right?
of course,
I don't pay them. I don't know if you're paying them.
I pay them under the table.
But if we have a small business owner like Murray come on here, I don't think you should shit all over their ideas.
I'm not trying to shit on their ideas, and I
No,
feel like
Arlene,
wait, are you fucking kidding me? What are you doing? Okay, you know what? I'm sorry. Sorry.
Paul.
Stay down.
Paul, can I say something?
What?
It sounded like you had a physical altercation with a producer, Arlene.
No, it's fine.
Arlene is now taken over your comment section. Too,
no. Arlene hasn't. She's fine. It's not Arlene. Okay. God damn it. Yeah. It was great to have Lake, and it was great to have Ed, and it was great. And we were here. We saw the whole thing. Oh, Arlene's going home. Bye, Arlene.
Paul,
okay, bye, Arlene. She's going home. Drive safe.
People in the comments are asking, how long is June out of town?
Till April.
And are the kids there?
The kids are away. Yeah, the kids are away.
Till April?
Till April, yeah. That's rough.
Oh my gosh, what are you doing all day?
It is. It's the longest I've ever been away from my children and my wife.
You started to say on the road. You're not on the road.
They may come back. The kids may come back.
You're gonna have so many podcasts.
Oddly, I will say this. The very truth of it is, the days go by fast, but they sleeping. But by the way, the dog does not let me sleep, so I'm up early. The days go by fast, but everyone's like, "Oh, are you lonely?"
Paul, look in the comments. Arlene, highlight my message if you're being held.
No, this is not. She's fine. Arlene left. She left. She's out of here. Oh God damn it. Oh God damn it. Sorry. You know what? What the fuck is going on?
People are also asking in the comments, Paul, what is the third podcast? I know How Did This Get Made and Unspooled. What is the other one?
Screen Test.
What's Screen Test?
Screen Test is a movie game show that actually is it's like remote control or something fun like that. Me and Amy Nicholson host it, and we actually did a show here on Twitch. You can watch it on the Twitch channel right now.
I'm just curious why I wasn't asked to be.
Well, it's for it. There's no, you wouldn't be asked to be on it because it's not like that. It's like we take contestants from the Discord and stuff like that. A lot of fun. Of fun.
Can you hold on for just a second?
Yeah.
Hello. Hey, Lake. How are you?
Oh no, that's Lake.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no, I don't think it's awkward. I think he's fine with it. No, he's got.
What?
Yeah, I mean, his wife and kids are away. He could probably come, but
no, I don't want. I'm busy. I got stuff. I
think he's got a podcast or something.
Yeah, I got 3.
Okay. All right. I'll talk to you soon.
No.
Bye.
Okay.
So yeah. So anyway, that was Steven Spielberg.
All right. Well, that was Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, as a friend of mine. No big deal.
Oh my God. All right. Well, we had a great show. We had a really fun time. Does anyone want us to rate anybody? I see a couple fun people online. I see our friend Shannon Woodward online. I see Ron Funches and Private Street. Yeah.
I do want to do the voicemail show on here.
Oh yeah, great.
I've been plugging it on my Instagram, but if you guys, I want to do this show where I bring you guys on, and we'll play your favorite voicemail that you ever got that you saved. Like I have a couple on my phone from my parents just for, crazy weird messages and stuff. But I used to do this on Instagram, and I would get the most fucked up, funny, sad, weird voicemails. Everyone's got like 1 or 2 on your phone. So email it to me. The Gmail that I use for this is I keep you in my pocket at Gmail, because that's where your phone goes. I keep you in my pocket. I keep you in my pocket at gmail.com, and send me your voicemail and the one that you love the most. It can be, I want to, preferably funny. I've done some on Instagram that are, sad, but I can't do too many of those. But just so many of them are weird and funny and crazy. So just if you have a fucked up voicemail that you've always saved on your phone, send it to me at I keep you in my pocket at Gmail, and then I'll do a show and bring you on.
we'll make sure that in the Discord, we'll make sure that we let you know. We have a calendar in the Discord now because some of these shows are not regular, so we can keep up with all the shows there because the Twitch calendar scheduling, you have to do it like every day or whatever, weekly. But I'm so excited to keep on doing more shows and different shows and trying out stuff like this. This is great. And we're going to raid our friends at Private Street right now. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for being here. This audience has been awesome. And Rob, it's been so great to see you. And
so great to see you. And
you know, I just want to.
Good luck in your.
What the Arlene? No, Arlene. No. Okay, God damn it. What the